In the modern age of streetwear, people are spending money to look like they have no money. It's getting harder to distinguish between my local crackhead and one of these archive fashion motherfuckers. But honestly, in the current realm of fashion, this is probably the best time to be broke, especially since the trend is dirty ass clothing. But that's beside the point. What I really want to talk about is how being broke can actually improve your style, as well as how to dress if you don't have any money. I know what you may be thinking, how the fuck can I benefit from being broke? All I can really tell you is you're just gonna have to hear me out. This video is gonna be one long, juicy, veiny, girthy, hear me out. And a quick disclaimer before I get into this video, I'm not glorifying being broke in any way. Having no money fucking sucks. I'm gonna save you guys a sob story, but just know all the tips and tricks that I'm saying in this video is coming from my own personal experience. Now, the first reason why being broke can improve your style is because it forces you to get creative. Now, what I mean by this is you might get bored of wearing the same pieces of clothing every day, so maybe you gotta start ripping up your t-shirts to add some personality. Maybe you gotta make your own bracelets using rags. If you have a sewing machine lying around your house or in your grandmother's basement, you can even make or alter your own clothing, which would not only save you a fuck ton of money, you'll also be able to make quite literally anything. If you invest your time and effort into learning how to use a sewing machine, you're not only gonna be able to make more clothes, you might even be able to make more money from selling clothes as well, which would mean you could even buy more clothes. In fact, something that I've been doing is making my own accessories and clothing. These pants right here, these pants, and these pants, they were all pretty much just beginner projects, and everything that you see on my clothing rack, I either made it myself or I altered them so it actually fits my skinny ass waist. So what I'm pretty much saying is you don't necessarily need money to dress well, you just need to know how to be resourceful. If I wanted to turn this long sleeve into a bra and panties, I could. Now, when you don't have a lot of clothes, you're pretty much wearing the same outfits every day, which means you have to find various ways to style the same pieces. And in the process of finding various ways to style, let's say, one pair of pants, your sense of fashion is quite literally growing. It's almost like when you can feel yourself getting smarter when you're reading a big ass book. That's kind of the feeling that I would compare it to, if that makes any fucking sense. I really only wear like 2 of these jeans, if I'm being honest. You don't really need more than 2 pairs of jeans, 3 t-shirts, 1 pair of underwear. Anything more than that and you're just doing too much. Believe it or not, but there's this thing called a washing machine. You could always get away with wearing the same clothes. You'll never know how many different ways you can style just 1 pair of pants until you have no clothes to wear anything with. So if you're over here bitching about how you have no clothes, yeah, you're kind of right. That doesn't mean that you can't find different ways to style the clothes that you do have. Start experimenting with any pieces of clothing that you have. You'll never know what clothing will look good with what unless you actually put it on. I'm sure we all put on an outfit that we thought was gonna look good as fuck, but it ended up just looking like shit. You'll be surprised by the amount of times you'll put on an outfit that you didn't think would look good and it actually ended up looking nice. Like some of the best outfits that I put on, I literally don't think about it at all. I just put on the first clothes that I see in my closet and it ends up being a nicer outfit than when I actually do think about it. But this is also why it's so important to buy clothing that you genuinely like and that you can match with other pieces in your wardrobe. Last thing that you want to do is buy expensive ass clothing that doesn't even match with one another. Your outfits are gonna look super mismatched and your outfits are just not gonna look that good. It's alright to buy a statement piece every now and then. Your main focus should be on buying clothes that you can actually wear. I'm not here to give anyone any financial advice, but you shouldn't be spending money that you can't afford to spend. Which leads to the next part of this video. Nycto, where do I buy cheap clothes? That is a good ass question. Now, I know everyone's going to say just go to the thrift, which is true, but I would say only go to the thrift stores that price by the pound, or if they're genuinely cheap as fuck. A lot of the bigger thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Savers all up their prices over the last few years. Some of these thrift stores have discount days like 50% off every Monday, or they just do random discounts throughout the week. We all know those are fucking bullshit. If you really want to know what thrift stores to go to, these are the best thrift stores that I would recommend. Family thrift stores, church thrifts, the Goodwill bins, which is pretty much just a dirty ass thrift store that prices all of their clothing by the pound, so it's very cheap. Outside of thrift stores, some places that I recommend going to are flea markets, garage sales. Antique shops can sometimes have vintage clothing for cheap, but it's a hit or miss. And if you have any local pop-ups or events in your area, they might have some cheap clothing as well. Now, if you're a lazy asshole, you don't really have any stores in your area, there are some places online where you can find some cheap clothing like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Vinted. Sometimes Depop. I would say the most popular reselling app for clothing is Depop, probably outside of eBay. I recently started selling on Depop, so if you want to buy any of the clothes that you see in my video, you can always check out my Depop. If you message me saying that you're a subscriber or that you watch one of my videos, I'll be more than happy to give you a discount. And if you're over the age of 18, maybe I'll give you one of my dirty pairs of underwear as a nice little treat. Being a broke piece of shit can also help develop your style. Instead of buying everything to match with everyone else, having no money, it kind of forces you to keen in on your own look. Start paying attention to what colors look good on your skin tone, the way things fit, even the shape of your body or your physique. You honestly just stop giving a fuck about what other people are wearing, what looks good to the public eye and what doesn't. And by doing that, you're also gonna unlock a whole new level of confidence. And the way you express yourself and the confidence that you have is also a part of your style. I know it sounds so easy to just have some confidence, bro. I don't know if this is gonna help for you. Something a lot of celebrities, athletes, assholes, every kind of fucking person does was creating an alter ego. A lot of people unknowingly already have an alter ego. If you want to tell yourself that you're Batman, Spider-Man, fucking a Bella Danger, that is already an alter ego. For example, let's say my alter ego is fucking Sung Jin Woo. Maybe I'm too scared to put on an outfit because I think people are gonna bully me. Do you think Jin Woo would give a fuck? Marilyn Monroe is a perfect example of this. Believe it or not, but she also had an alter ego. She was pretty much just able to flip on with the snap of a fucking finger. I don't want this video to turn into one of those like self-help, how to create an alter ego type of videos. I'm just saying something that could help with your confidence is kind of just creating a character in your head. If you ever watched the movie Fight Club, you could pretty much just create your own version of Tyler Durden, or you can simply just stop being a pussy and just tell yourself to fucking do it, which is pretty much what I did. I think I've said this in almost every single one of my videos, but if you want to wear something, just simply just fucking wear it, man. Just fucking wear it. I promise you, it really does not matter. At the end of the day, it's just clothing. It's fucking fabric. This is literally just pieces of cotton and 3 buttons. The more you simplify something, the more you realize how simple it is. Wouldn't you fucking believe that? But seriously, I know there's a lot of people who lack self-confidence. Something that you can always do just so you can get comfortable in wearing clothing that you don't typically wear is wear clothing around your house. But like I said, having confidence is one of the most important things that you can have for your style. A lot of people tend to think that your style is pretty much just your clothing, and that's just not true at all. Your style can consist of things like your hair, piercings, makeup, tattoos, even your fucking posture can be a part of your style. Going back to what I said earlier in this video, this is literally the best time to be broke. Not a lot of people really give a fuck what you wear anymore, at least in the US. People used to actually dress up back then. I'm saying this like I actually lived during that time. I think if you compare casual wear back then compared to now, you'll clearly see what I'm talking about. So if you're going out and you think you look like a bum, it might be true, but makes you feel any better, nobody really gives a fuck. But yeah, being broke sucks wiener dick, but that doesn't mean that your style has to suck cock as well. Get resourceful with whatever the fuck you have. Find various ways to style the same pieces of clothing, and throughout the process of being a broke motherfucker, you're gonna find out a lot about yourself, not only as an individual, you're gonna find out a lot about your personal style and the clothing that you wear. This video is mostly made for the people who think that they need money to dress well. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that's not the truth, because quite literally everything in this world requires money. This is probably your first time watching me, so if you want to see more content like this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.